it was an evening at Windsor races, and I saw him, and I went up to him and said, and he went, "Oh, hello," you know. And I said, "About these allotments." And he just went, "Allotments?" I went, "Yes, you see." And then I explained everything, and that's how he was his nomination. He wouldn't come himself.
Yeah. And he wouldn't speak. I mean, we had the BBC there, and he wouldn't speak without speaking through his press agent, press officer. You know, so it was all very, very controlled. Yeah. Everything that anybody that came from the authorities said was incredibly controlled, as was all the information about what this area was like before, and you know, about what was generally happening there. So we had lots of open days to try and raise public awareness of our plight. And got lots of support, including from Sam Clark from the Morrow restaurant, who teamed up very well with Hassan.
A group like People Tonight, and fantastic food all the way from Oxford, and homegrown, well, it's homemade. And I said, I think we ought to actually have this as a drop-in centre. All like-minded people of our age could drop in. But, however, the reason, first of all, is the art exhibition, and the artist is here, Peter. It is lovely, and you've seen, no doubt, the use of carrots, which look rather more phallic than sometimes on the plot. Anyway, you're going to see a film tonight from Mark Aitken of, I'm told by Julie, that you all know each other anyway, and you all know the plot. However, it's obviously a hit, this movie, because they've come back, Mark. They know. They always do. Yeah, yes, well, there we are. And he made this with young people, and I must say, I work with young people on the allotment, and they're not quite so keen, because they're doing it as part of the baccalaureate. One or two are very keen, but the rest, especially in midwinter, prefer to go in the polytunnel. But there we are. So, shall we see the film, Mark?
Yeah, right, let's do that. Can we kill all the lights? Sorry?
Yes, we're doing that.
Some of the food. Can I go through the
Yes,
Yes,
let's get some food. We'll just wait for, I thought, a big battle to save allotments around East Acton. And so then I naturally progressed east. And lost that as well. But we caused them a lot of trouble, didn't we? And I mean, it's amazing. I'm also in the sport of rowing, and I was going to the start of a race one day on the Thames shortly after the film went out on BBC Two, and some official shouted at me, "Don't you like the Olympics?" And I mean, what's it all about? You know? There we are. I'm not very for the Olympics, but there we are. I'm very for allotments. Ruth, yes.
Perhaps because some of us might not know Mark.
No, I haven't introduced Mark.
No.
That's okay. I'll just.
Yes, well, Mark also.
But I did. It's better to see the film than talk about it. But just briefly, my entry into this was a friend of mine told me about the campaign, which Julie was very involved in. So I went and saw Julie, and I happen to have a film project running, doing 4 short films about the River Lee with various groups of kids, and this one took the longest, and it was well worth it. We did it over a year, and I didn't realise at the time really the poignancy of it and the longevity of it, but it did really capture a place just before it vanished. So it's one of those films that it gets better with time really. Anyway, I won't waffle on, let's have a look. Everyone ready? Sorry about the sound. These speakers, they're not great.
I think that was lovely. Very nice indeed. Well done. I hope perhaps you could come and make a happy allotment film one day in London.
I tried. I tried to avoid the Olympics, but it was impossible.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
We'll have a discussion chat after. Next, Julie, you're going to say? You're going to say a few words? Would you like to at the moment, or would you like to say after Julie?
Oh, after Julie.
Yeah. Right. The heroine herself. I always call them heroines. I will not call you heroes, women. I admire women hugely, and therefore the word heroine means a lot to me. I will not call you heroes, they're just mere men. Julie I met, didn't I?
You did.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful.
You had
And
tea in my shed.
I did. Oh yes. Ooh, when you're invited into someone's shed, that is indeed an honour.
I've never been in their shed, so
Well, there you are.
Haven't you? It's a bit small now, really, I'm afraid. The new one won't fit too much.
Okay, so you're going to say, is it all right now?
I think just wait for the
Yeah, there's going to be.
check.
I'm going to sit down next to
All right.
Sorry
Oh,
about that.
fine.
But also,
I'm not saying, this is saying, if you wanted to adapt this to somebody, you can adapt that. There are things you can do with this, you don't have to worry about the legalities. It's only when you're using exact replicas and the logo, the fonts and everything like that, that they can start getting around. Once you move away from those things, I mean, you can do those things, the chances of them actually doing anything to you, if you're not making a profit out of it, are pretty limited, because actually there's no commercial gain. And the whole point about this is to do with ambush marketing, right? So that is the reason why they have this. It's to not, the whole thing about the, which is why I'm slightly surprised that whoever it was talking about this Sikh guy. I'm not sure if they'd stood their ground and said we're going to go ahead with this, because there's no commercial gain in it. So once again, LOCOG are pushing the limits. Actually, these things can be done, and you just have to stand your ground and argue that you're not making a profit out of it. This is not ambush marketing. You're simply doing something, and if they don't like it, you just change the specifics of it and make it sort of slightly, you modify it for your own benefit.
We've started off safely in order to get launched.
Yeah.
Once we get it off the ground.
Well, I'm just saying that you can, you think about, a little bit more.
We were going to introduce a game where you have, each person has a ring and they see if they can throw it over the space and get them to...
That'd be very good. Hula hoop kind of thing. Anyway.
Okay. You can have some rings, you can sign off the golfers.
there's nothing. My daughter's tall.
No, you're taller.
She's got blue eyes.
Well, that's true, but their faces are different. I haven't seen her for a long time, so I just so she's living with you.
And it's allotments. I went, yes, you see. And then I explained everything, and that's how
I see.
he was his nomination. He wouldn't